if he just made better decisions, either don't take the drugs or don't drive. One of those two decisions, somebody would be alive right now.
The degree to which the windshield was damaged further demonstrated how dangerously fast the driver was speeding through the residential neighborhood.
One of the other things that you can see on this deal is that, when a crime happens, especially in these neighborhoods, Ring doorbell cameras are all over the place. And they capture this. And one of the things that cops do is they'll canvass the neighborhood for Ring doorbell cameras.
I was drunk.
I was drunk. That takes away a defense, and all these things are monitored and recorded.
Yeah, somebody. This lady, I didn't even know I had even done that. And then I hit a stop sign.
So when you're that messed up, you don't have good judgment, and so he's already admitted to driving under the influence, and he admitted knowing that he killed somebody.
Yeah.
Your house is over this way. What's your address?
You hear that? I think they're coming for him.
Just give me the address. You don't have to tell me where it's by. What's the address? What's the mailing address?
Most people can rattle off their mailing address in like 2 seconds. If you get shit-faced the night before and you have an early shift the next day, guess what? You probably shouldn't drive.
Yes, we're having a abandoned vehicle.
He looks like he's a little fucked up, though. Clearly, trauma is trauma, and you can have trauma just by witnessing something, and clearly she's shaken up by what she saw.
Yeah, all I seen was I didn't. So you were going northbound. I was going up to church. Something for.
And it would be a defense if you didn't know you hit somebody. But let me tell you something: if your windshield is smashed, probably a good idea that you smashed into somebody, unless you're smashed yourself.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, your very own personal board-certified criminal defense lawyer. Today we're reacting to the moment he realized he killed someone, and this is along with our content genius, Michael Rivers. We do have a merch store, don't we?
We do.
Where is that?
CLRBruceRivers.com.
There we go. All right. And once in a while, we get things sent to us, right? So from Mel Johnson, and it's just a note saying, love your channel. And Mel sends me a bobblehead. You see the bobblehead there? Little bobbleheads with a hat that says stop self-snitching, with sort of my likeness when I had a beard. Anyway, thanks, Mel. So, before we get to the video, this is brought to you by eForms.com. eForms.com, very loyal sponsor to Criminal Lawyer Reacts. And, just so you know, if you need a legal form, you're going to want to win in court if you have any kind of interaction with anybody. So if you need a business agreement, loan agreement, any kind of rental agreement, if you don't have it in writing, guess what? Grandma's going to kick your ass. So, my grandma's in her basement, and, she's not doing the greatest. So we have a power of attorney and a medical power of attorney. Got it all from eForms.com. But she also has been selling a lot of her stuff. And, when she sells something, we always make her get a bill of sale because we want a record of it. Because guess what? If somebody gets a ticket in the car that you sold or is used in a crime or whatever, and you have a bill of sale, you can devolve yourself of any kind of knowledge or interest in what was going on at the time. So eForms.com, very effective way to avoid the high cost of a lawyer like me, and a very easy way to win or stay out of court. Okay, so you're on the road. You're driving down the road. You're safe, right? But you see some dickhead on the road who is all over the place. What do you do? Well, let me tell you, if you're the dickhead, you pull over and get somebody else to drive, whether you're impaired or whatever the reason is. But there's people on the road, And people report other people. We get that all the time. So if somebody's reporting you, the cops can pull you over if there's sufficient indication of a crime and they have the person who is reporting you identified. So let's just, and that's just a preface. This is really a cold reaction. I haven't seen this. So, and also the video comes from Midwest Crime. Let's give them a shout out. It used to be Minnesota Crime, but now they're Midwest Crime. So give them a shout out, and here we go.
Okay, which direction are you traveling?
Other bystanders are horrified by the devastation that the driver left in his wake.
You want to sit on the curb? I didn't realize about that until I seen the broken cones in the shoes, and then I thought, oh my God, that probably was a person. So.
Okay.
On May 25th, 2021, Mounds View Dispatch received this phone call alerting police to an erratic driver.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
We are on what...
So this happens all the time. A lot of times with DWIs. Somebody is driving around the road drunk, and then the person behind them sees their erratic driving, and they call it in. Now, can the cops pull you in or pull you over based on a tip? They can if the driver is identified. If the caller is identified, whoever is calling this in, and then they can do it.
Road is this? County Road 10, Mounds View Boulevard. There's a guy, driving all over the road. He has a cracked windshield. He's going over the curb into the
Okay, which direction are you...
Now, that's concerning driving right there, but I don't know that it's that concerning. But from the precursor of what happened, it sounds like we're going to get into a little bit more serious driving conduct.
Traveling.
Oh my God, I can't, no. No, I can't. He's coming back over here. He's running. Yeah, he's running.
On foot?
Yeah, he's running on foot.
Where's his vehicle?
He literally almost hit us head on inside my neighborhood, and then he ended up on Mounds View Boulevard right behind us again. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if he hit anybody, but all I know is that when he drove past us, his car wasn't damaged.
The caller relayed the license plate and the car's description to the police. However, 911 quickly got...
So they get this happened to a buddy of mine. Somebody called it in, and he crashed his motorcycle, right? And they get his license plate number. He's not there because he hobbled up on a crushed ankle and took off. The cops go to his house to wait for him, and he sees the cops there, so he goes in the back and he just waits on his porch until the cops are gone. I mean, and he almost died of shock because of his crushed ankle. So just because you don't get caught at the scene, your vehicle is linked to you, right? So they're gonna go to your house.
Confirming dispatch's worst fears.
A woman has been hit by a car. She's in the road. The car has left the scene.
All right, is she injured?
Oh, yeah.
And leaving the scene of an accident is a crime, but it's the least of this guy's crimes.
Oh, yes, extremely. She is not moving. She's not moving.
No one could have prepared the officers for what awaited them at the scene of the hit and run.
It is a crime to leave the scene of an accident where there are injured. Well, it's a misdemeanor to leave an accident, but it's a felony to leave the scene of an accident where there's either a death or serious bodily injury.
Her throat's just completely gone. So, her throat's torn open. I think, that's what I'm wondering. I thought it was a doll when I got here.
7212, 7205, 7227. PC overheard suspect vehicle may have a broken windshield. No further description.
Give us a minute to get everything, and then we'll get information from you. Wolfie, you just want to shut this down too, all together, because it's good.
So you think that it's got to be a child, right? And that makes it even worse.
These two are the witnesses.
In the area 7500 Greenfield, for 911, open line within 16 meters, nothing heard.
Did you call? Yes. Did you witness it?
When you have an anonymous tip, a cop can't pull you over based upon an anonymous tip. The cop, if they get an anonymous tip, they can follow you. I mean, because you're on the road. They can do whatever they want when you're on the road. But when they get an anonymous tip, the cops can't just pull you over based upon an anonymous tip. They have to have an identified caller or witness the conduct themselves. So they get an anonymous tip saying there's drivers all over the road. Okay, well, nobody's identified, so I'm going to have to follow this driver. Oh, there they are. And then, weaving. It doesn't really take much, to be honest with you. But here, they have identified callers, and they've got witnesses there on the scene.
Yes.
Okay.
She saw the vehicle.
What can you give me on the vehicle? Sorry, I know we got...
It was a blue SUV, and the windshield is smashed in front of the driver.
Okay.
And it went that way really fast.
South?
South.
Yep.
So they get a blue SUV with a smashed windshield. That's not that far away.
7227. I am getting a suspect vehicle description of a blue SUV. Front wheel windshield should be totally smashed in, and it was southbound on Long Lake Road.
Male driver.
Male driver.
7227 copy. It's a suspect vehicle, blue SUV, front windshield should be smashed in.
Sit on the curb?
Crossing south on Long Lake Road with a male driver. 1324.
I don't know if it was an SUV. I don't know if it was an SUV. It was
It was an SUV or was it a car?
I think it was an SUV.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I'm going to go north from Innsbruck.
Vehicle as your back and I have an SUV, and that, well, not this one, but it looked like that.
264. Copy.
Okay. I'm sorry, ladies, that you had to witness this today. I appreciate you.
I just took me a second to figure.
There's a couple different reasons why people run from an accident. Number one, they're afraid of the consequences because all of a sudden they just did something crazy. No, whether they're drunk, and a lot of times it's because they're drunk, or they have a warrant or some other kind of thing, other problem, and so it's like I'm not going to get pulled into prison. We had a case like this way back a while ago. We had a famous athlete here, and his wife got pulled over, or not pulled over. She was getting off of an exit ramp, and she wound up clipping a guy and killed him. Then we were supposed to take her daughter to a concert, hides the vehicle in her car, changes the color of her hair, and changes her clothes. We call that consciousness of guilt. And they wound up going to trial in that case, and they really shouldn't have. She wound up getting 41 months in prison. But it just never ceases to amaze me what people do when they're in trouble. They make bad decisions.
What had happened, I'm just going by and I seen this car driving south, and I went to look, see who was in it, and the windshield's all smashed right in front of the driver.
Okay. So you were both traveling southbound as well?
I'm going north. And he was going
That's
north.
south.
Okay, I was going south. He was going south. She was going north.
Okay.
She saw his windshield and then turned around and came back.
Okay. So was she just walking across the street?
No, she was over here raking in her yard in between the boulevard and the white thing. On the side of the yard. She was, standing here raking. He went around me and hit her. Kept on going. Didn't even slow down.
Okay.
Yeah, all I seen was, I didn't.
So you were going northbound.
I was going up to church. 911.
And it would be a defense if you didn't know you hit somebody. But let me tell you something. If your windshield is smashed, probably a good idea that you smashed into somebody. Unless you're smashed yourself.
Something for church, and I seen kind of what was going. I seen the broken cones, and then I wasn't sure what that was, and then I realized what it, because I seen the broken windshield.
Okay.
Going north.
So that was why you turned around, but you didn't actually see the impact?
No, she did.
Okay. Do you want me to get medics to check on you at all, or is there somebody I can call for you?
No, I don't live that far from home.
Okay, otherwise we can have somebody get your car home and I can drive you the rest of the way. We can figure out a way if you don't want to.
Clearly, trauma is trauma, and you can have trauma just by witnessing something, and that's clearly she's shaken up by what she saw.
Figure out a way if you don't want to. So you're going southbound. Was the car in front of you or behind you?
He was behind me.
Okay.
And past me.
So he passed you in this no pass zone.
Yes.
And he must not have seen she was out. So she was kind of on the shoulder there. The bike lane?
I'm gonna say he did for sure see her, and just he was in such a freaking hurry.
block of Greenfield, and the vehicle's left.
She was in such a freaking hurry. So, it sounds so Minnesota or Midwest. You know, there is never anything you have to get to that is so serious that you have to put yourself or other people in jeopardy, right? Because what if you don't get there? Well, then you're sort of screwed then anyway, right? I mean, that's one of the things they teach you in your own driver's ed. Don't rush. But, you know, in the moment, you know, we're all in a rush, right? In the moment, we all have things, places we got to go. We're all thinking about something else instead of what we're doing in the moment.
Maybe it took him by surprise that she was there, but he was I was 30 because there's so many cops on this road.
All right, I got
just went right around.
Grab the vehicle description here.
And he didn't stay in the other lane.
Miller's
he went
getting
around
a dark blue
and that's how he hit her.
SUV.
Okay.
And front
So he passed you, and whether or not he saw her, he was in such a rush, he just went right through?
Yes.
Okay. And it was a blue SUV, broken windshield.
Right, and the driver's side.
Okay.
I looked right away, and then I realized then what had happened.
Okay.
But so I turned around at the next, I was going to church, I didn't say anything, I turned around and come back, because I knew she was.
Okay.
So now, when you think about later on, like a trial or something, think about these witnesses all of a sudden being on a stand. You know, as a defense lawyer, that's one of the first things I look for. You know, how are they going to come off? Did they see? How did they see, hear, witness what they experienced? And they come. I mean, they've got no dog in the fight, right? Except for they saw something traumatic, and they're very, very credible.
Alrighty.
I could not Gal on the phone line to go check on her. I couldn't do it.
Nope, that's not your job. The fact that you called is appreciative enough. And I don't blame you for not wanting to see that as a citizen. You don't have to. So you guys did the right thing. I appreciate you staying around. If you want to go, you can, or I can call.
I walked across the street a little bit, and then I knew that it was not what's going on with it.
Yeah. So you think a normal royal blue like that, you can't get to make them out? Did you get a partial plate or anything like that? It's okay if you didn't at all. It's
really fast.
We have to ask all those questions. Yeah. It's okay to not know.
I thought about it, but then I saw her.
Yep.
I didn't realize about that until I seen the broken cones in the shoes, and then I thought, oh my God, that probably was a person. So, and I came back because I know she was here alone.
Okay. They might have the vehicle as an update. Otherwise, we've got every agency in the area searching for it.
Yeah.
And what is faster than a vehicle? A police radio. You know, when they all of a sudden put a blast out, look for this, look for this or this, guess what? They're going to find it. It's a small community in the northern suburbs of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and but it's close to a freeway. So I mean, if this guy hopped on the freeway and beat feet, but it sounds like they got him.
Every agency.
All I know is
so we are going to do our darndest to catch this guy or guy, it sounds like.
Side was very smashed.
Okay.
I live over on
Okay. I would love to hug you, but I don't know if that's odd. But like I am.
I'll take it.
Okay. I'm very sorry you had to see this today. Nobody deserves to witness that. Okay. If you have any questions for us or you need anything from the department, please reach out. We will do whatever we can for you.
Let me know if you catch the guy.
I should be able to give you that information. Absolutely. Okay. All right. I've got all your info and I'll keep you in the loop. Okay.
Thanks to the quick actions of everyday folks, police were able to find the driver blocks away from the hit and run. He was easy to spot considering that he plowed through a sign, ran off the road, and hit the median with such force that his airbags deployed.
What the hell? The only thing I can think of is that the guy's impaired, right? Isn't that the natural, logical inference here?
And his right wheel appeared to disconnect from the axle. Somehow, the suspect managed to avoid any injury, and police were able to finally get to the
Drunks always avoid the injury, it seems.
Bottom of what led to the death of an elderly woman, simply out raking leaves in her yard.
Whose car is this black car here? What's her name? No, stay here. You can lean on that bumper there. So why did he hit that sign? You said you hit that sign?
He looks disoriented. And this is the middle of the day. What time is this? 1:30 in the afternoon. May 25th, 2021.
That sign?
And people sometimes can be laboring under another condition, like a mental health condition. I'll give you an example. My grandfather, no longer in the basement because he's dead. But he was driving down the road and got pulled over by a cop because he was kind of all over the road. Cop gets out of the car, he takes off. Cop pulls him over again. Cop gets out of the car, he takes off. And then this time he shoved his car up on the sidewalk so he couldn't leave. And he gets him out and he's disoriented. Wasn't under the influence of it, but he had a brain tumor the size of a tennis ball that we didn't know about. So those kinds of things could be going on too. You never know.
Yes, we're having a abandoned vehicle.
He looks like he's a little fucked up though.
Okay. So after you hit the sign, you drove and you parked here? Okay. Were you alone in the car? No one else was with you?
Establishing that he's the driver, correct? So one of the things that they're going to look for is slurred speech, watery, glassy eyes, pinprick pupils. Is he under the influence of alcohol? I mean, do we have a smell of alcohol? And if not, do we have, narcotics or some other kind of drugs that are on board? And if he is, then what do? Then we get a warrant for his blood and get a DRE, a drug recognition expert. So that's kind of the whole analysis that these cops are doing at this time.
Okay. Did you ever seatbelt on? Okay. That's good. You're not hurt. You had no alcohol today. Pills or drugs or anything. Okay. So why do you think this happened?
The guy appears to be disoriented, doesn't he?
Okay. So you've had no alcohol. When was the last time you drank some alcohol? A day?
That probably tells you the cop smells it.
A week? An hour? How long since you had some alcohol? Probably yesterday.
If you get shit-faced the night before and you have an early shift the next day, guess what? You probably shouldn't drive. Because I had a client that just did this not that long ago, and he's 0.15 the next morning. So he was really shit-faced the night before, but he gets up, and this guy has no priors. He's a, professional. I'm not going to tell you what he does because I don't want to disclose who it is. But I'm telling you, the use of alcohol the night before can affect you the next day if it's severe.
Or the day before? All right. You know what day it is? It's what? Tuesday. Okay. You know what month it is? May. You know where you're at? What road is this? 10? Okay, County Road 10. And where are you trying to get to? Your house is over this way? What's your address?
You hear that? I think they're coming for him.
Just give me the address. You don't have to tell me where it's by. What's the address? What's the mailing address?
Most people can rattle off their mailing address in like 2 seconds. He's having trouble with his own address.
The suspect appeared to be incapable of giving his address in any coherent manner. However, once he was arrested, taken to jail, and given time to sober up, he was able to reach his wife and give her the shocking news.
Say, I'm so sorry, boo. I'm in jail.
I know. I'm trying to get you out.
Look, this is what you got to do. You got to go to
I'm going to a bond. I'm talking to them now.
Okay, I need $25,000, right, and get the $2,000 out of the bank. The $2,500 out of the bank and get the rest from the bail bondsman, and then I can come home.
Well, that's what I'm working on that now.
And keep in mind, everything you say on a jail phone is recorded.
I'm so sorry I did that. I am so sorry. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you know where I'm at?
You at the Ramsey County Jail.
Is this the Ramsey County Jail? Yeah, okay. The car is all messed up, ain't it?
The car is total.
So if there's a death involved, 25 grand, that seems pretty light. He's saying his bail is 25,000, and he needs 10% of that to post the bail.
Yeah.
So 25 grand is a light amount for a homicide.
The car is total.
All right. I'll make all this up for you, okay? I tried to call you before, but I couldn't get through to you. I was drunk.
I was drunk. That takes away a defense, and all these things are monitored and recorded.
I heard that you was on.
Huh?
It came with cocaine.
It's cocaine. They said it was cocaine.
The suspect did not test positive for cocaine, and though a small, unopened bottle of liquor was found in the passenger seat of his car, he did not have any alcohol in his system. However, once they secured a search warrant to test his blood, investigators found a medley of depressants, sleep aids, and opiates in his system, including fentanyl. Additionally, a small bag containing white powder was found in his vehicle, which tested positive for heroin and fentanyl.
No, cocaine would not make you do that. And do you not know that I killed somebody?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I killed somebody. This lady, I didn't even know I had even done that. And then I hit a stop sign.
So when you're that messed up, you don't have good judgment. And so he's already admitted to driving under the influence, and he admitted knowing that he killed somebody.
And that's when I came to and knew that the car, I had messed up. I don't even know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't, the cocaine don't do you like that.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, it don't do you like that. If anything, it'll have you woke a wider woke. Okay, all right.
I can't think. I ain't been sleeping. I can't eat.
I'm so sorry, baby.
That's another good issue. When a family member gets taken into custody, there's a ripple in the pond effect, right? Because all of a sudden, if it's a dad, he can't parent. If it's a mom, she can't mother. If it's, a son or daughter, they can't go to school. All of a sudden, and they can't be there for you, and you can't be there for them. So when a loved one gets taken into jail, it is not fun for anybody. It definitely has, your conduct has an effect on everybody in your life.
I'm so sorry, baby. I did this to you. I will make it up to you. I promise you.
During their investigation, officers photographed the scene of the hit and run, and the shoes that were left behind, indicating the speed at which the driver struck the victim. The degree to which the windshield was damaged further demonstrated how dangerously fast the driver was speeding through the residential neighborhood.
One of the other things that you can see on this deal is that, when a crime happens, especially in these neighborhoods, Ring doorbell cameras are all over the place. And they capture this shit. And one of the things that cops do is they'll canvass the neighborhood for Ring doorbell cameras. So that's how they were able to get this footage.
Blood found on the windshield was later tested and found to be a match for the victim. He was charged with third-degree murder, criminal vehicular homicide, and felony possession of a controlled substance. He refused several plea deals, but also did not want a jury trial. Instead, he opted for a bench trial, where just a judge would determine.
That's called a slow walk guilty plea, because I guarantee you, what happens is a client doesn't want to do this. I don't want, I don't want to go to prison, and so the lawyer says, well, do you want a trial? I don't want a trial. Okay, then probably what they had was a stipulated facts trial. And what that is, you submit the reports to the court, and then you make your argument as to why the person's not guilty. It really is just a slow walk guilty plea.
In his fate, he was found guilty on all counts and sentenced to 12.5 years to be served at St. Cloud Correctional Facility. He can expect to serve a little more than 8 years of his sentence in prison and the rest of his time on supervised release.
So he gets a 12-year sentence. And he starts out in St. Cloud. St. Cloud is where they just designate you. You start out there and then you wind up going someplace else. But if he just made better decisions, either don't take the drugs or don't drive, one of those two decisions, somebody would be alive right now. So think about it. As you embark on your day, the decisions you make can impact what happens to you and others tomorrow. It is not hard. It's not rocket science. You're going to go out for dinner. I'm old, so that's what we do. We go out to dinner. You're going to have a glass of wine, or you're going to go to a club. You're going to party all night long. Guess what? Uber it. Or stay home. You want to get fucked up? Go get fucked up, but stay home. Don't get on the road. So that's my message to you on this. Just a couple of decisions that he makes prior to getting behind the wheel saves a life. So he's losing out on a decade of his life because of a decision that he made. But my guess is that it's not the first time that he is experiencing some kind. Because the guidelines in this case was 144 months probably, or 150 months. So if the guidelines are 150 months, he's probably got some criminal history. But if it weren't for bad decisions and drugs and alcohol, I wouldn't have a job. So just heed my warning. Try to take some precautions before you get behind a wheel or before you do anything. Before you have an argument with your loved one, try to make better choices on the words you're going to use. Anyway, that's just my little preachy session for today. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Sign up for Patreon. And Michael, where would they get the merch should they choose?
CRAM.com. Go there.
Shout out to our creators. We'll see you next time here on Criminally Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That